Find Tom Russ on your left, number 5. Kevin Jones, number 27 on our SCG Tour leaderboard. White Red Humans, Band Company. And I think what's important here, we'll find out soon enough, who's on the play as players do shake hands, good sportsmanship, and it'll be Kevin Jones with a Forest as round number 7 does begin.
One of the things I like about Kevin, it's very honest. Everything, when you look at him, he has a certain flair and style about him, which matches his personality perfectly.
Kevin is...
You know what I mean?
I don't say this lightly, even though he missed his second land because he's on 6 cards. Kevin is my favorite player on the SCG Tour.
Yeah.
Without question. I did not know Kevin, like, at all, you know, like a year or like 2 years ago. And he qualified for the Players' Championship 2 years in a row and all that stuff. And as we got to actually see him at the Star City Game Center in Roanoke, he's one of, like, the most down-to-earth, honest, awesome people to just play Magic.
But also, he's ridiculous. He doesn't take himself too seriously.
Yep.
He wants everyone around him to have a really good time.
Yep. He's just a really, really good dude, and he just really likes playing Magic. I don't know how much Magic he's going to get to play this game right on time, Canopy Vista.
Well, and this is something you had mentioned earlier in the day. One of the awesome things about this mono-white humans deck, the white-red humans deck, is it just punishes people if they miss a land drop.
Yeah, you're just dead.
You know, if he was playing against black-white control or something like that, it could have just been just play 4 or 5 lands out of the opposing deck, just passing every single turn, never deploy a threat, and Kevin would have had plenty of time to crawl back into the game. Yeah,
this is some of the appeal. If you kind of stumble and fumble on lands, you know, your deck draws, let's say the land's like kind of in the wrong order, like Prairie Stream, no reveal, Canopy Vista when you don't have 2 basics, too many Evolving Wilds, you're just going to get run down. That's exactly what Tom did there. And remember, Kevin won the die roll.
Yeah.
You know, he started with a Forest and passed the turn back. It clearly wasn't a great mulligan, the 6 that he had to keep, but he just got ran down.
Yes.
We'll take a look at the sideboards now because we got to move that direction very quickly. We did say when Tom Ross in the Future Interior, we always got time for a backup.
Oh, yeah.
That's just how things work.
No, they're 2 minutes into the round and they're done with the game or whatever.
Kevin has 4 Landbolt Pacifists, 4 Negates, 2 Declaration Stone, 2 Ochiai's Command, 2 Tragic Arrogance, and a Nissa Vastwitzer. I think he's got a lot of good weapons here.
Yes, he has a lot of options. It's probable that he's going to want to bring in some of these bigger strategies when he's on the draw, but he might revert back to just all-in white humans deck when he's on the play.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I think Kevin just, you know, Tragic Arrogance is going to be really good. Ochiai's Command might be okay. Landbolt Pacifist just as a blocker is probably okay. We'll see if Tom sees some of these things coming. As far as Tom's sideboard is concerned, this isn't really going to surprise anyone based off of his win in Atlanta. 4 Needle Spires, 4 Reckless Bushwhacker, 2 Gideon, Allies Zendikar, 2 Stasis Snare, Secure the Waste, a Griff Spoon, and a Silk Wrap. I don't really think this is the matchup for the Needle Spires and the Reckless Bushwhackers.
No, but maybe the Gideons.
Okay.
But maybe not. It depends how much he thinks Kevin's going to have in the way of sweepers.
Which probably not very much.
Well, I mean, we're looking at double Tragic Arrogance.
Yeah.
And diversifying your threats with some Planeswalkers is a good way to combat that.
Yeah, it's only 2 Gideons, too. It's not like he's boarding in 4.
Sure.
So,
But he still might want to bring in 1 or 2 of the Needle Spires as additional mana sources now that he's going up to 4 casting cost spells in his deck.
Sure. We'll see how both players do sideboard as game 1 did end very quickly. Kevin Jones down a game, but he'll be on the play for game number 2. In the meantime, we are going to talk about the shirt that Tom Ross is wearing because it is, you're going to see him here with a shirt, and now you're going to see him there in a shirt.
That's not Tom Ross.
That is him.
That is a professional model.
That is, he does both.
Really?
That's Tom Ross, professional model on the side.
Wow.
Solely for StarCityGames.com. Official shirt of StarCityGames.com. You can find it printed in the United States, 50% cotton, 50% polyester. Go.StarCityGames.com/apparel to pick up one of the Star City Games shirts today. You can also get them at any of our SCG tour stops as well.
What do you think his inspiration was for that shot?
I told him to wear the shirt, and he was inspired.
You are a motivator.
I'm a motivator of men.
Yes.
Yes, of people.
You get the most out of those around you.
Yes,
yeah.
I do. Tom showed a lot of emotion in that.
Yeah.
Because Tom is just a really emotional guy. Well, when he's playing NBA Jam, he is. I'll tell you that much. Best John Stockton player I've ever seen.
Well, and I can appreciate that. There's a reason to be kind of stoic while you're playing Magic. You know, you want to be so rational. You don't want your emotions to affect the way the game goes, and you don't want to give away any information to your opponent. So there's all these reasons to kind of be stone-faced while you're playing. But if you're playing something like NBA Jam, get into it. Have a good time, you know?
He did while he was giving us the beat.
Yeah, toss a little trash talk around.
But he lets you know.
Yeah.
He lets you know when Stockton was raining those threes. It's really hard to get on fire in NBA Jam, but if Tom is on fire, that you lose.
Yeah.
You lose. It's game over. So we'll learn a little bit more about Tom and Kevin right now. We'll start with Tom Ross. 32 years old, currently residing in Roanoke, Virginia, with his 12 Open top 8s, 3 wins. Third one was 2 weeks ago in Atlanta. 3 invitational top 8s, 2 Ws as well. What can we say that hasn't already been said, honestly?
Yeah, all these average finishes that we're looking at here, he just doesn't give us anything to use here.
My favorite thing about Tom always has been and always will be that he just does things his own way.
Yeah.
So, saying green-white tokens is the best deck coming in this tournament, which I think is actually true. There's no shot he's playing it. He's just going to do his thing. And he loves to beat down, loves to play aggressive strategies. He destroys everyone with humans, so there's no way he's ever going to change his style. For Kevin, he kind of does things his own way, too. I know he likes the Bank Company decks. You take a look at the opening hand right now. And he's had his success on the SCG Tour as well. Not as much as Tom, but most people don't. He's got 8 Open top 8s, 1 W, a member of TeamMetaGameGurus.com. Taught himself how to play tennis, which is actually a really cool thing. He was the Eternal Weekend Legacy Champion with Blue Red Delver. And one of the things you don't see on there is just a all-around cool dude. I'm so pro Kevin Jones, I don't even know what to say.
Tennis is one of those sports that looks so easy when you see other people doing it.
I am so bad at
You
tennis.
watch the professionals, and they're smacking the ball back and forth. They're like, okay. And then you go out there and try it, and obviously the first time you hit the ball, it flies over the fence.
Yeah.
It's nowhere close to the other side of the court. And you're like, how do people do this?
Oh, I see somebody else has a one-lander here in Tom Ross. He attacked the Dragon Hunter. Kevin thought about blocking for a little bit with Duskwatch Recruiter, decided not to. And so now the Recruiter's going to attack. Thraben Inspector was the play for Tom. He gets a clue. Kevin's going to follow up with an Eldrazi Displacer and pass the turn back. Over to Tom Ross will go. His land number 2, here it is. That was his draw for the turn.
Yeah, lucky duckies there.
18 lands in this Humans deck. 4 in the sideboard.
Yeah, 18's not a lot.
No. But he's found his second one. And now he has a Thalia's Lieutenant.
All right, keep the pressure on.
So now I'm curious. I'm pretty sure Tom's going to attack. I'm curious if Kevin's going to block. It looks like the answer is no.
Yeah, it depends a lot on the texture of Kevin's hand.
Like Displacer, you could argue, is just better served with the ability. Like, just to be able to use it.
Well, it looks like Kevin's got a Collected Company in his hand. It looks like he's got a Reflector Mage. So he might be thinking, I'm going to do so well just racing here.
Here's Reflector Mage, going to bounce Dragon Hunter.
That, I can take some of this damage. Tom's already stumbled on land, so he's not going to be able to close out the game real quick.
Kevin thinking about attacking with Displacer. I don't really like trying to get aggressive here with Displacer. Yeah, let's just hang.
Yeah, if he was going to trade it, the time to trade it was with the 3-2, I think.
Just kind of want to hang. Tom. Well, Tom drew Incited Rabble, which is hard to do. And
yeah. He almost took it out of the sleeve to flip it. And then he was like, wait, I can't do this right now if I'm not playing it. I like that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Because, it's just so natural.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is supposed to be the other way. And he's like, wait, I might not be casting this. I better not put it the other way yet.
All right, there's Knight of the White Orchid. That's going to let him search up a Plains. Thalia's Lieutenant will get a counter. It's a 2-2. See if he's going to cast the Town Gossip Monger. Yeah, all right. Let's put this the way that it's supposed to be. There we go. Thalia's Lieutenant becomes a 3-3. But to me, this is not where Tom wants to be.
I don't think it's that bad. All of his creatures can get pretty big if he's got an Always Watching or another Lieutenant.
I like a double block here a lot.
Yeah, so do I.
And Tom's going to kill the Recruiter. Okay. I wasn't sure if he wanted to kill Reflector Mage or not. All right, over to Kevin. Kevin will draw. Looks like he picked up a land. He does have a Jace in his hand. And keep in mind, I mean, the interaction's just on the battlefield. Displacer plus Reflector Mage.
Yep.
That much is obvious, and it's a heck of an interaction. Ooh, an attack, Kevin.
It's a little bit frisky.
Yeah, Kevin is feeling frisky. I suppose he has the onboard trick of if you double block, I can just Displacer my Reflector Mage and make your double block really bad.
Sure. Tom could triple block here if he wanted to.
That's true.
I think, Kevin gets his choice of trading his creature for 2 of the opposing creatures.
I think Tom's just going to take that damage, though. I think.
Yeah.
It feels like just too much can go wrong.
Well, and it looks like he has double Always Watching in his grip.
Kevin was thinking Lambhold Pacifist, but then he just passed the turn back.
Yeah, he can either use all of his mana going 2-drop and use the Displacer to bounce the Reflector Mage, or you can cast the Collected Company, which is a little more proactive, get some more threats onto the board, and then he still has the option of making the other play again the next turn.
Yep. Threat Inspector was the draw for Tom. He's got quite a few cards in his hand, didn't have very many lands to start, so you know that his hand is mostly spells at this point. And we know one of them in hand is a Dragon Hunter because it was bounced via Reflector Mage.
Yeah, it looks like if Tom gets a little time, he's got a lot of action in his hand. A Lieutenant and double Always Watching.
Yep, there's Dragon Hunter. There's Lieutenant. Lieutenant's going to come down. Pump up the troops. And Dragon Hunter will get a counter too. So 3/3/9 of the White Orchid. 3/4 Thraben Inspector. 2/2 Town Gossip Monger.
Which can turn into
Incited Rabble.
a 3/4 Incited Rabble.
Yep. And then a 3/2 Dragon Hunter. Collected Company here from Kevin Jones. Top 6. How'd he do? Not bad, I think.
Yeah, good, not great. It's likely that those will flip at some point and be 4/4s. Unfortunately, with Tom's hand and all of the Anthem effects that he has, they'll probably just end up trading 1-for-1 with some 1-drops.
There's a Plains. Now we're getting to the point now. Yeah, that 6 land's a big deal for Kevin. That means he can displace Reflector Mage twice in a turn.
Yeah. Yeah, that would really start setting Tom back.
I think we're going to see him do this now. Yep, Displacer. Bounce Knight. Displacer on Reflector Mage. Bounce Inspector. And pass the turn back. Transformation will take place here on Lambhold Pacifist in a moment, we believe. It looks like Tom does want to transform, maybe.
Yeah, he has
his
the
Town Gossip
option.
Monger.
He's thinking about it. Those bad boys will flip.
Yeah, there's the Lambhold Butcher. Well, it's a 4/4. I'm ready to get the beatdowns.
2 mana 4/4s, not bad.
Not bad. Seen worse. Now, some of the spells the boss can't cast. It's got a lot to think about.
Yeah, and Tom knows he could be staring down the business end of this double bounce for the rest of the game.
Yeah, this is not the turn, I feel like, where Tom wants to cast Stasis Snare. So I feel like he wants to continue to develop his board. But I think this turn he might have to cast Stasis Snare to get rid of Displacer.
Yeah, he can't let this game get too far out of hand.
Mm-hmm. So Stasis Snare does take care of Displacer. And now we're going to head back over to Jones. He'll draw. I think he may have picked up another copy of Collected Company. The Lambhold Butchers are attacking. Will Tom be blocking? I do like the fact that Kevin is trying to get some aggression going.
Yeah, he can't just wait forever and let Tom recast all of these cards.
I think that's really smart. Kind of put the onus on Tom a little bit to try to make some blocks because that whittles away his battlefield a little bit.
Well, and he's doing it at a point where Tom's creatures are small enough to potentially get some 2-for-1s out of him.
I think we might see a double block here from Ross. Yeah. Kevin's going to put Town Gossip Monger first. Remember, a transformation can take place Town Gossipmonger can transform into Incited Rabble. Incited Rabble, of course, is bigger than Town Gossipmonger, so. Yep, here comes your transformation. And there's a Sylvan Advocate. Here's... Yeah, he's got to lose one of those land pushers. That's what I thought.
As long as the transformation took place before damage.
Yep, I figured they were getting around to it. Now there's a Jace. So Kevin's hand is empty.
But he's got a lot on the board.
Yeah, he does. Transformation, Lambhill Butcher will turn back and over to the Pacifist. We head back Tom's way. He draws a Plains. Jones putting up a fight this game. That's for sure.
Sure. Yeah, Tom could start with the Knight of the White Orchid here. Get his free land out of his deck. And then make his land drop and have 3 lands to work with.
Curious to see how the boss wants to sequence here. Gonna start with the Knight of the White Orchid. 2 triggers, one for Thalia's Lieutenant, one for the Knight of the White Orchid itself, so a Plains and a counter. Do resolve. Now remember, Tom hasn't played his land yet. He also does have that clue hanging out there.
Yep.
Kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, there's been no good opportunity for that bad boy.
Yeah. Land for turn, maybe, yes. This is a Kithian. That's a counter on Thalia's Lieutenant. That's 2 Thraben Inspectors, which means 2 clues and 2 counters on Thalia's Lieutenant. So now it's a 5/5.
And if Tom draws another land, you can just go double always watching next turn.
Yep.
And just crash in with the team.
Kevin's got to tread carefully.
Yeah.
He'll draw a card now, though. Activate Jace pretty quickly. He'll discard a card. Ooh, that's actually tough. I thought he would have 5 cards in the graveyard by now. That's only card number 4.
Yep.
Wow. What did he draw? I thought for sure we were going to see Jace transform into another Collected Company. Reflector Mage.
Yeah, and this poor Reflector Mage isn't even that good. He's got to bounce the Lieutenant, which is only a very short reprieve.
It's not great. Can the Pacifist attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Advocate. Yep. So Advocate's coming in. That's a 4/5. Pacifists are 3/3s. And Reflector Mage is a 2/3. I still do like Kevin keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, he, like we said before, he's got to make trades while he can, especially now that he sent the Lieutenant back into the opponent's grip.
Yep. I think this is smart.
But Tom has a lot of options to choose how he wants to block because he has so many creatures on the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tom's got a lot to think about how he wants to block here because these blocks kind of, I would say, lay the groundwork for where the game's going to go.
Yeah.
Are you chump blocking? Are you taking a bunch of damage? Are you double blocking and losing a lot of your team? You don't get to cast Thalia's Lieutenant next turn. A lot of what happens for the rest of this game is based off of how Tom chooses to block this turn.
Sure, but I think knowing that he can't redeploy that Lieutenant right away means that Tom's going to want to make some trades now. He's not going to want to chump block this turn, chump block again next turn, when he could just double block this turn and make some trades.
Yep.
I got to say, a Dromoka's command at any point out of Kevin Jones could just blow this game wide open.
It would be bad news.
You know, he could fight something and then force Tom to sacrifice that stasis snare.
Yep. And Kevin has 4 Dromoka's commands in his main deck, and you know he's leaving them in.
Yeah.
Good card in the matchup. Pacifist down, Knight of the White Orchid down as well, so those will trade. Some damage will come through. And now we head back Tom's way. He'll draw. Plains. Ross is at 2. You know he has at least 1 copy of Always Watching in hand. Jones is at a pretty healthy 12.
And that Sylvan Advocate's doing its double duty with the old Vigilance attack and block.
There's 2 always watchings. And I think it's just Dragon Hunter right now.
Yep. Anything else would just run head on into the Sylvan Advocate.
Jones is going to take that damage. Take 5, I believe, fall down to 7.
Yep.
Time to untap. And draw. And Jace isn't quite the card that it used to be, but it can be pretty good right now.
Slow as molasses, poor little Jace.
Yeah, Drew Jamoka's command.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Tom is going to. Kevin shows the Jamoka's command.
Yeah.
Wow, are we going to see a concession?
Well, you can double Dramoka's command there to fight off 2 creatures
okay,
if he wants to.
That's what we see. Okay. That makes more sense. Because briefly there I thought, okay, if he's going to concede, like, the Jamoka's command actually got worse in that spot.
Yeah, the always watchings are insurance for the stasis snare.
Yeah, but I think because he can just kill 2 creatures.
Yes.
Yeah, and then he can just keep fighting. He can keep attacking and all that stuff.
Yeah, he had, they each had 4 creatures.
Yeah.
So being able to fight off just even 1 creature
Gets you the game.
gets you the game.
And that's exactly what it did. Kevin Jones going to win game number 2 against Tom Ross. Bat Company, White Red Humans going to game number 3. It's the boss versus the daddy. One of these players going to walk out of here 7-0. You think anything changes? Play draw now?
Tom, like, he probably sided out a few of his 1-drops for the stasis snares and cards like that. So we might see him go back to being ultra aggressive if he's on the play.
Maybe. It is the kind of deck that you can run down.
Yes.
That's the kind of nice thing about the Bat Company deck. It's a little slow out of the gate. The power level of the deck's very high.
Yes.
But it is a little slow to go. For example, at least in my opinion, I think it's important for Kevin to have turn 2 Sylvan Advocate.
Yes.
I feel like you're almost forced to. Or Pacifist. Just some body.
Yeah,
to get in the way.
Well, it's got to be an actual body. The problem they run into is when they play the turn 2 Jace, which used to just be the best possible opening.
Yes.
And now it's like the worst possible opening.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's just so weird to see JC be so meh.
Yep.
It's just a really strange thing to see. Like that game, for example, I thought for sure when he activated Jace the first time, like, it's going to flip. We're going to see another Collected Company because that's what's been happening for the past year. And it's like, nope, that's card 4. Like,
yeah, it was like turn 6 or 7 by the time he played it and activated
it. Yeah, just a much worse card now without fetch land. So something a little bit strange to see. Well, this player's going to shuffle up here for game number 3 really quickly. We're going to talk about the StarCityGames.com newsletter, which is your source for Magic the Gathering news. You can get the latest on the SCG Tour. Watch the SCG Tour match of the week. It might be this one in next week's newsletter. Catch up on all the event results of the SCG Tour. Read an exclusive Cardboard Crack comic and receive exclusive deck list and advice this month from Craig Krempels.
I've heard good things.
He's a pretty smart guy.
Yep.
Best of all, you can sign up for free. Go to StarCityGames.com/newsletter.
Yeah, we hope you sign up for the newsletter.
Yes.
If you see something you don't like a whole lot, just tweet at Cedric.
Yeah, yep.
Definitely.
You can just do that.
Definitely tweet right at Cedric.
Yep, not at Nick Miller or anything, just directly at me.
Cedric.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I would really enjoy that.
He is directly responsible for every decision that gets made.
Yeah. Always and forever.
Yeah.
Tweet at me if you're unhappy about anything Star City Games related.
Or not even Star City Games related.
Yeah.
Had a bad day at work?
Tweet at me at Cedric A. Phillips.
It's his fault.
I can take it.
Flat tire?
Me.
Man,
Cedric. Not fixing it.
Why?
Too lazy. A prairie stream to start here for Kevin Jones.
Then
Tom
you shouldn't
Ross.
have made me get that flat tire, man.
For Tom Ross, it's a Dragon Hunter to start off of Basic Plains. Kevin's down to 18. Tom is a little flooded.
A little bit, but it looks like he still has 1-drop, 2-drop into a lieutenant.
It's funny to say you're flooded when you have 4 lands, but he is a little flooded. Is it Jace? Yeah.
Yeah, and this is kind of what we talked about. It looks like Kithian was there, so.
Ugh. I wanted that. If I'm Kevin, I wanted that to be Pacifist or Advocate.
Yeah, anything else.
Yeah. Here's the Plains. Always watching. Beatdowns for 6. Kevin's already down at 12.
Yeah, and that poor little Jace is just looking a little flaccid out there.
Well, there isn't. Well, there is a Sylvan Advocate. Why do I think Kevin doesn't have green mana? There goes Tireless Tracker.
Probably
Oh, no.
because he doesn't have a green mana.
All right, at least a removal spell. Declaration in Stone. At least a removal spell.
It's something, but
That was a turn I wanted to cast Reflector Mage.
yeah. if Tom deploys 2 threats this turn or 3 threats this turn, it's just Kevin is quickly running out of good plays.
Yep. That's why for Kevin, first of all, you know what Tom's playing.
Yeah.
And when you win the die roll, you're like, all right,
Yep.
I'm on the play game 1 and potentially on the play game 3. It's so important. Now, he's
Yep.
up against it, and he's got his worst 2-drop. And it's not even like Jace is that bad. It's just the worst 2-drop he can have. There's Lieutenant
Oh.
and the Militia Captain. This is an attack for 4. Kevin's down to 8. Over to Kev. He'll draw. Forest is big.
That's a big draw.
It's even a basic forest, so it enters the battlefield untapped, all that jazz.
Yeah, he I don't know if he has Collected Company here, but if he does, he can Collected Company this turn and then make multiple drops next turn.
Here's Reflector Mage. All right, get that out of here. Pass the turn back. How long can he stave this off? Draw a card. Anointer of Champions. Tom's moving quick. Couple up.
He might want to start by sacking the clue just to see what he's working with.
Yep, that's what he's going to do. Found a Thais Lieutenant.
Yeah.
That changes a lot, so I actually think it's smart that you sack the clue.
Yeah, he probably just wants to deploy the Lieutenant here.
He almost got a little ahead of himself.
Yep. Yeah, deploying the Lieutenant means he'll have 2 4-power attackers.
And Jace is probably just on chump blocking duty, I guess?
I guess it's a 5-power attacker and a 4-power attacker.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to go with the 1s.
Okay, so he still has 2 4-power attackers.
Yeah. Yeah, Thais Lieutenant's a 4-4. Dragon Hunter's a 4-3.
Yeah. Yeah, and Kevin just stumbled a little bit with his draw.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, but his 2-drop has made 0 impact on this game.
And now he's got to actually discard Sylvan Advocate, which is the 2-drop that he really needed. He's going to fall down to 4.
Yep.
He'll draw a card. This is also one of those situations. There's a Prairie Stream. He's got to have Tragic Arrogance like right now.
Yep. And even then, he's still in a load of trouble.
Yeah, still in a bind. Kevin doing a little bit of math, see how he can get himself out of this. If there's a way he can get himself out of this, because he has a Reflector Mage to play.
Well, even if he had Tragic Arrogance here, he'd have to leave his opponent at least 1 creature.
Yep.
And next turn, Tom goes Lieutenant, and then that 1 creature is
Lethal.
a 4-power creature again that needs to be chump blocked.
Yeah, so Kevin right now has Collector Company, Reflector Mage, Sylvan Advocate as options.
And I think his only choice is to pass the turn and cast the Collected Company when Tom Ross attacks.
And hope it's awesome.
And hope it's ridiculous. Maybe he's thinking, maybe I have to cast it right now and bounce something with a Reflector Mage.
I think he's going to play Reflector Mage. Bounce Thais Lieutenant.
That never feels good.
No, it feels awful. Feels awful. But it's actually kind of good because Tom's hand is 2 Thais Lieutenants.
Sure, but Tom has no problem taking a turn off.
Yeah.
And then double deploying them after that.
Yep. But realistically, a turn off is all Kevin might need.
I don't know, because the double Lieutenant makes his guy so big.
Now remember, Anointer Champion's got some relevant text here too. It makes blocking not fun. Tom, line up those creatures. Remember, Dragon Hunter right now, 4-3. That's the one with the counter. The other one is a 3-2, and Anointer Champion's a 2-2. But Anointer Champions can pump anything that attacks.
Yep.
Tom's just trying to figure out the best way to attack.
Yeah, so the 3-power creatures would have to be blocked.
Yeah, Kevin's just got to make sure he doesn't get himself killed here. So there's a double block. Reflector Mages are going to go onto the Dragon Hunter. That is a 4-3. And then the Sylvan Advocate's going to go on to that Dragon Hunter. So you're going to see some exchanges.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, Tom got in 2 points of damage, killed off 2 of Kevin's creatures, only lost 1 of his own.
Yep.
He's clearly in the driver's seat.
Back to Kevin we go.
And we know there's a lieutenant, Dubs lieutenant,
yeah,
we know about. Kevin knows about 1 that's waiting in back up there.
Yep. And now all Kevin can do is pass the turn. We go over to Tom. Tom will draw. Values lieutenant. I was curious. Tom took his turn really fast. I was curious if he'd maybe try to play around Ochiai's command.
Yeah.
Briefly. But because he has a second lieutenant.
Who cares?
Yeah, not a lot to worry about. Another lieutenant. And now if Tom wants to, he can play the Expedition Envoy. And Tom's probably just going to attack with all his eligible creatures. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's going to have to be a good one, folks.
Understatement.
5, 6.
Missed.
It misses completely. Tom Ross going to win this match here over Kevin Jones, 2-1. White Red Humans will take care of Bant Company. And the boss takes care of the daddy to move on to 7-0.